Well, I don't know if today is a happy day or not. It is the 14th anniversary of the Michael Jackson death announcement. So I've been out working all day, but I've tried to keep up on the festivities of the day. Lots of posts about Michael Jackson. He's trending on Twitter under the name of Michael Jackson. He's also trending under King of Pop. So that's good on Twitter. And then lots of fans went to Forest Lawn, and I kind of feel bad for those fans who really and truly believe that Michael Jackson is dead and buried there, and he is not. He is not. Never has Forest Lawn, the executives in Forest Lawn, confirmed that Michael Jackson is buried there. There has never, ever, ever, ever been a name on that grave, and he has never, ever been listed in the database as being buried there. Plus a gazillion more things that you guys know that are listed in the Alive trilogy and Alive 4. Okay? So if you haven't watched them, please watch them. It's about bringing Michael back to life. So I'm going to go over a few things. Now, I wrote a letter when I believed that Michael Jackson was dead. Okay? It was up to that day. It was the saddest day of my entire life. Okay? I was getting closer and closer to Michael Jackson, and then he dies. What? I was devastated. I used to write Michael letters. I sent him t-shirts. I sent him cards. I used to hang out in front of Carolwood. I even got him coming out in the SUV on camera. And then, his father was calling me, his brothers. I had Randy's phone number. Every time I left the house, I saw Jermaine, it seemed like. And this was all right before the death announcement. So Michael had been keeping tabs on me ever since he knew how much I had his back in the 2005 trial as credentialed media. And then I put out the documentary, The Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop, about Michael's innocence. So that's why I stood above the crowd, because who else has done a documentary about his innocence that him and Papa Joe was distributing, had helped me get distributed, which I went over a lot of times. Now, I have not done this. I don't think I've ever read this letter that was published in a few major articles in the major publications in the UK. And I wrote this letter on June 27th. So at this time, I really believed that Michael Jackson was dead. And it was so made me so unhappy. And I cried every day, every single solitary day for 7 months until Valentine's Day 2010, when I found out that I'm still here. When I found out the domain, Michael Jackson, Comeback Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson Comeback, where one of them was registered on June 25th, 2009, and the other one was registered on Valentine's Day 2007. Okay, so I'm going to read this letter, and you will hear the premonition at the very beginning. And I knew my heart, my soul, something was telling me that something wasn't right, and that Michael Jackson would come back to life. So this is a letter. It's published in my Sue Decide Did Michael Jackson Fake His Death to Save His Life book. Okay, that was published May 2010. So this is the letter that I wrote on June 27, 2009, 2 days after the death announcement, and I am devastated. Okay, so I've never read this letter to you guys, so I'm going to read it to you right now. Okay, sorry I didn't put on any makeup, I didn't do anything, I just wanted to make sure I came on live today. Okay, here we go. When Lois Lane, this is how I started it. It was called My Finale with Michael Jackson. Okay. And it says, when Lois Lane died, Superman's greatest sorrow led him to the use of his immense power to circle the world counterclockwise at top speed over and over again, to turn back time to bring his love back to life. That resulted with the most popular movie ending, the happily ever after. After days of wishing I was Superman, reality must set in that my lifelong love, Michael Jackson, has transitioned to a place of peace and no more false judgments. For you, the tens of thousands on my email list that have written expressing your deepest concerns, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I must explain how I was able to be the first to signal that something was terribly wrong at Michael's compound. I emailed, quote, an ambulance just went into the compound of Michael Jackson's home, unquote, period. It was 12:24 p.m. when my phone rang. It was Linda, the owner of Hot Star Maps, who has been selling maps to stars' homes for decades. And as of November 2008, her greatest dream came true. Michael moved into the house where she had been stationed on the street corner for more than 10 years selling maps. I had visited her and watched the happenings at Michael Jackson's house more than a dozen times. Linda's voice was surprisingly calm while she managed to tell me that an ambulance just went into Michael's home. This is still so sad to me right now. She had no idea why, for what, or for whom the ambulance was intended. She continued to give me details that the fire trucks had also arrived, and then the fire chief. The only response an activist like myself could do was act. Quote, I'm on my way, unquote, was all that came out of my mouth and encompassed a nervous energy from deep inside. While in the shower, the pondering of whether or not I should alert the press, the MJ fan clubs, and all my wonderful subscribers what was happening at Michael Jackson's house. I had to tell myself to use discretion. So I prepared a short email and scheduled it to be sent out in about an hour, hoping it was nothing, but perhaps the gardener cut his hand while manicuring the beautiful bushes that surrounded Michael's rented mansion in Holmby Hills, California. As my mind and body raced with fear that perhaps the ambulance was there for Michael, I decided to call Joe Jackson, Michael's father, Michael's father's home, and alert him, but his messages were full. Immediately after, I called Michael's brother Randy and left a message that an ambulance was at MJ's compound. It was 12:34 at this point. After pondering for a few more minutes, at 12:43 p.m., I posted this message on my tiny Twitter /Pearl Jr. page, which was then posted on several Michael Jackson websites. It says here, my tweet says, an insider just told me that an ambulance just went into the compound of Michael Jackson's home. No details why or for what reason or who. And that is dated at 12:43, June 25th, 2009. Okay, by 12:44, I was out of the house with a camera in tow, heading to Michael's house in comfortable jeans, flip-flops, and wearing absolutely no makeup. While driving, my cell phone rang. It was Linda's assistant, Shay. Selling shea butter, that's ironic, stating that the ambulance had just left with sirens sounding. And that wasn't true. They weren't sounding though, but I guess she thought they were, but they weren't. She further explained that she was one of Michael's bodyguards. She further explained that she asked one of Michael's bodyguards, quote, will Michael be okay, unquote. He responded by putting his head down and didn't speak a word. We continued to talk for a few moments and hung up. That was the first time I seriously thought that maybe the paramedics were there for MJ. Using my voice command yelling, call home, my fiance and business partner Cecil answered the phone. I asked him to add this to the pre-scheduled email. Quote, minutes ago, the ambulance just left Michael's home with siren sounding. He did and pressed the send button. While on the 101 freeway headed to the always crowded 405, my driving accelerated with cautionary speed. The phone rang again. It was Linda frantically telling me she asked a fireman on the scene, do you think Michael's going to be okay? He replied, I don't know. It doesn't look good, unquote. I screamed and we started to cry. Now weaving through traffic, finding any empty space to move myself closer to Michael's house. My speakerphone would lose its signal, giving me more anxiety that was needed under the circumstances, so we decided to hang up. A few moments later, the phone rang. It was Shay, telling me she believes they took Michael to UCLA. Which is the University of California, Los Angeles Medical Center, which was only a 4.5-minute drive from Michael's Carrollwood home. Since I hadn't yet reached Michael's home, I drove directly to UCLA's emergency room. Now, finding the hospital on that massive campus was another feat that had to be worked out. I rolled down the window and asked unsuspecting students, where's the hospital's emergency room? Their directions led me there without making one wrong turn. At arriving, the first thing I saw was Michael's 2 dark blue SUVs, one with the emergency blinker still on, but both were without passengers. I put my car in valet and looked for any familiar face. Talithia, a dedicated fan, quote, and one of MJ's followers. The followers were a group of fans that followed MJ everywhere, unparentheses, was alone on the phone. I ran to her and we immediately hugged and started to cry together. We were trying to reassure each other that Michael would be okay. Then I tried to get inside the hospital, but to no avail. Security was already guarding the door, asking to whom I was there to see. For whatever reason, I couldn't say Michael Jackson. I just cried and walked away, not knowing what to do next. Since I hadn't heard back from Randy, I tried to get a hold of my emotions and called him back at about 1:30 p.m. and left another message updating him about what the fireman said, but surely he could hear the fear and trembling in my voice. From then on, fan after fan arrived, hugging, updating, and crying with one another. Then the valet closed down. Soon after, the entry into the emergency parking lot was boarded off, and more people with cameras started to arrive. By then, my phone started to ring off the hook, asking me what I knew. I'd give them whatever information I have. About 2:20 p.m., Jackson family members arrived. I only saw Catherine walk into the hospital, but found out that brothers Jermaine and Randy plus sister Latoya were also in the hospital. The street quickly filled with more and more people, with and without cameras. The media personnel was too numerous to count. My friends would continue to call and tell me that the news is reporting that Michael Jackson had died. I couldn't believe the lie. I couldn't believe it and wouldn't be convinced until the hospital confirmed it or a Jackson family member said it was true. Then it seemed out of nowhere there was Linda running up to me crying hysterically and introduced me to a woman named Christy. We all hugged and then called Angel, the Jackson family publicist, who told us to wait for official confirmation from the family before giving up all hope. Then a slim glimmer of hope, an upgrade that maybe Michael was in a coma, was reported by the LA Times. I thought that is better than dead, but soon after that, a woman asked if she could interview me, and the woman and I had just met and cried. It was the woman, no, hold on. A woman asked if she could interview me, and the woman interview me and the woman I had just met and cried with. We agreed and refused to admit that Michael was gone. We praised MJ with the most love and admiration we could muster, making statements like, quote, he was not only the greatest entertainer that ever lived, but also the greatest humanitarian as well. Now the entire street is blocked off and hundreds of people filled the area. Eventually, MJ's song, Heal the World, was blasting. It was hard to first find out where the music was coming from. I followed the sound and discovered it was coming from some college students' apartments from across the street. It sounded like an ode to Michael's life, which was highly offensive because I just didn't want to believe that Michael had passed. Confirmation was all that was rummaging through my mind, but my cell phone lost its charge, therefore I lost my connection to the latest news reports. Then I saw former Jackson family attorney Brian Oxman, whom I recognized from the 2005 child molestation trial. I ran up to him and asked him on camera, was Michael okay? He quickly started telling me that he wouldn't report on Michael's condition, but that Randy and Jermaine were crying in the hospital. Soon, cameras were everywhere following us and asking him question after question. Less than an hour later, Jermaine Jackson confirmed that Michael had passed away at 2:26 on June 25, 2009. Michael is gone too soon. This letter was first published June 27, 2009. Okay, guys. So me just reliving that day was so sad. It was so sad. That day was so sad. It was so sad. I remember also that after that, I had went to this, like this stairwell, and it was like an indoor stairwell, maybe to the parking lot or somewhere, I don't know. And I just went there in this building, and I was in the corner in the fetal position, just crying. And I remember this woman walked in and she just said, "Are you okay?" And I kind of remember waking up out of it. And I was like, no, I'm not okay. No, I'm not okay. But I had a scheduled appointment with KABC Talk Radio. And I remember I went on and did that interview and gave all the love I could muster for Michael Jackson on that day, So anyway, that was a letter that I wrote when I believed in what happened and what I was doing on that day. So I was very much there. Okay. Then I started finding out more and more stuff that just didn't make sense. Okay. So this is the part that I want you to read. This is in my pseudocide book. I'm going to read this part right after the letter. It says, when writing and releasing that article, I called it an article because I wrote it for a newspaper, I think. Me and the entire world was convinced that Michael was dead. But just like I wished I could turn back time and be as powerful, be as powerful as Superman to bring Michael back to life, those supernatural comic book powers were not needed. Only research, common sense analysis, and his story learned from following the most famous person on earth was all it would take to bring Michael back to life. Okay. So, when I did that, when I said bring Michael back to life and I wanted to be Superman and I wanted to, just reverse time and just bring him back, right? I had no idea that Michael had faked his death. None whatsoever. And I remember a friend of mine at that time named Marie, she kept saying, "I don't believe he's dead. He just don't want to do This Is It. I don't believe the MF is dead," because she cussed a lot. "I don't believe he's dead. I don't believe, he just didn't want to do This Is It concerts." And I was like, shut up. I'm at the hospital. I just saw Catherine walk in. His SUVs are here with the one of them having on the hazard light blinking over and over and over again. And she was like, "I don't care. you know. And so, you know, for it took even with her pressures and her sending me stuff, and this other lady, she was a lady from the UK, would call me all the time, and we would talk, and she would send me stuff to tell me that, isn't this weird, isn't this weird, isn't this weird, isn't this weird about Michael's death, isn't this weird, until I had two full notebooks full of notes. Two full notebooks full of notes. And with those two notebooks, I finally decided, okay, it's time. After I read the Is Elvis Alive book, and there were so many similarities that Michael copied from Elvis's death announcement, even having the same manager, manager Paul Gungaware was there when Elvis's death announcement happened, and also there with Michael's death announcement happening. Okay. So then, you know, more and more and more stuff told me that Michael Jackson faked his death. And believe me, a lot of people think that I'm cruel and all this other stuff by saying Michael faked his death, because they don't believe it, because honestly, they're okay with him being dead. And they don't want anything to change that. Okay. They don't want anything to change a dead Michael Jackson. Okay, so they refuse. So if Michael ever comes back, because I'm going to show you guys something, and this means something to me. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something. Oh, shoot, don't tell me I erased it. No, here you go. Okay, this. This is a domain owned by the Michael Jackson estate. Now, you advanced Michaelers know this. MichaelJacksonTheMovie.com. It was registered August 9, 2017, right? Michael Joe Jackson, you caught that, his real name. Not one death document uses his real name. And the owner of the domain is the Michael Jackson estate. So I often wondered if Michael's plan was to admit that was a clue, using his real name and calling it the movie. Would the biopic be the way that we learned that Michael faked his death to escape the haters? His life had just become such a mess. There was just too much to explain. He needed out, and they almost put him in jail, you know, for 20 years for something he did not do. You know, so that was just absolutely amazing that the estate had bought that. Now, the estate also purchased, I'm going to show you. Oh, man. You know what I meant to do? Maybe I can find it real quick. Okay. There were all these domains registered, right, on June 25th, 2009. And a lot of things happened June 25th, 2009. So let me see if I can pull this up and find it really quick. Okay, here's the actual main video. And this is in my first Alive documentary that was published. Let's see, that was published. That was published. This was released. I sent it to the distributor December 2010, and I think it came out around March 2011. Okay, so let's see. There's so much in this first one. It is just so great. It is just, even the first one, jam-packed. Oh my God! Remember the fake death announcements in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then the second one on DJ Double D's Double D. Oh, here's where I recorded Michael. I recorded him. Double D's radio station. Peter sent me that second one. Okay, so I'm trying to find all the domains that were registered on June 25th, 2009. Let's see if I can find them. Okay, there were so many domains registered that day. Okay, and then Michael Joe. I'm going through Michael Joe Jackson, proving his name, because it is, if all death documents are in the wrong name, something ain't right. And not one uses his real name, not one. According to the CDC and the Department of Public Health, who keeps death records, you must use their real, true legal name, okay? You can't use an AKA or an also known as or an assumed name. You can't, okay? And I don't know why fans don't just go, oh my God, that's such great news. Oh, Michael's not dead, really? For real, he's not dead? There's a possibility that Michael's not dead? Yay, yay, yay. Let's look into it. Let's research it. Nope, fans are like, nope, we prefer him dead. We've already accepted it. We've come to terms with it. So we do not want him back to life. And, hold on. Oh, man, did I already pass it? Oh, shoot. I think I already passed it. I need to go back. Oh yeah, Randy coming out of the thing. Okay, wait, I'm gonna have to go another way then, because I think it's right over here. All the domains. Come on, where are all the domains? Okay, well then I can't find it in the live. I meant to pull it up before you guys call, but you guys know that I work too. But so many fans were at Forest Lawn, and so many beautiful flowers and stuff is there. I mean, it's gorgeous what they did with Forest Lawn. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Found it. Okay, here it is. Okay, so these are domain registrations that were dated June 25th, 2009. Okay. And I'm not going to put on the sound. Okay, play. Maybe I will. There were also so many websites that were registered on June 25th. Michael Jackson hoax death, Michael Jackson death hoax, MJ is alive, Michael Jackson alive, Michael Jackson not dead, come back Michael Jackson, and I am michaeljackson.com. Now, I am michaeljackson.com. He's letting you know that he's the one that registered all those domains about him not being dead. Okay? Now, you guys, some of you advanced ones, you know this, okay? You know that the estate, after one of those were registered June 25th, 2009, and I am michaeljackson.com, he's telling you he's the one that registered all those domains. On that day, on the death date. Michael Jackson not dead. Michael Jackson is alive. Michael Jackson hoax death. Michael Jackson death hoax. I mean, he did all that stuff. Okay, so now we are going to go domain registration. Okay, let's see. Domains. All right, I got so many domains saved. So you guys know about this one. Remember I just mentioned the Valentine's Day? Here it is. It used to be on my website. I took it down. Okay, let's open it. Okay, let's see. Here it is. Michael Jackson Comeback, right? Michael Jackson Comeback was registered Valentine's Day, February 14, 2007. Okay, and then you have comebackmichaeljackson.com registered on June 25th, 2009, right? That is not a coincidence. That's done on purpose. Okay? And who else would do that and would know that except for Michael Jackson? Okay? I am michaeljackson.com, registered June 25th after he registered all those domains about him not being dead. All right. So here is, I purchased this one. I purchased, nope, not that one. That's not the one. Let's see. The one that I had purchased, the estate purchased, I am michaeljackson.com. Come on, Michael is so funny with that. Okay, Michael Jackson death hoax. Okay, Michael Jackson death hoax. Registered. There it is right there. Let's see if I can get it without the light shining. There we go. See, michaeljacksondeathhoax.com was registered June 25th, 2009. These are just domains. They're not websites. And I don't know what was on the websites those days. Maybe he had something on those websites on that particular day. I don't know, because I didn't find out until later, until a lot of fans were telling me what was, all the websites that were registered on that day. Okay, so then... here it is right here. First it was registered June 25th, 2009. Then Michael let it lapse, and then I got it. Okay, where is me owning it? Hold on, let me find me owning it first. Second. I'm owning it second, okay? I owned it second. Ah, where is the proof that I owned it? Because he knew I got it, and then he got it back. So he liked to play games with me back then. We used to have so much fun. Baby, let's have fun again. You want to have fun again? We used to have so much fun again. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, let's see. And then I owned it. Let's see. Where's the proof that I owned it? Michael, let me just put in Michael Jackson death hoax. Hold on. Michael Jackson death hoax. Michael Jackson death hoax. Okay, here we go. All right, here it is. Okay. Michael Jackson death hoax. June 25th. Where's with me when I owned it? That we'll get to that in a second. Where is the proof that I owned it? Hold on. I got a couple of things. You guys just bear with me. Just bear with me. I know. I'm so sorry. I should have. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. And this is when I purchased it. Okay. Right here. Dear Pearl, the following links next to each domain to manage your contact information. Domain registration was successful on the domain listed below. See? Dear Pearl. Then I bought michaeljacksondeathhoax.com May 1st, 2012. Okay? So somebody had owned it from June 25th, 2009 until I purchased it May 1st, 2012, right? Then I let it lapse. And the estate bought it. It was so much fun. Okay, and then here we go. The estate bought it. Okay, and here it is here. michaeljacksondeathhoax.com was registered July 19, 2017. Who owns it? The estate of Michael Jackson. He was some kind of accountant or something. Gregory Chamberlain. Okay, and this was the address, and so they owned it. So then I got some publicity on it, and then they decided to go private. Then they wanted to make sure that it was private. Where is it where it says private? Okay, let me find. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry when I have it so close to my face. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, and then, oh yeah. And then Omar, you know, he on the same day, July 19, 2017, he releases The Flight of the Bumblebee, which is about a son trying to tell his father he's still alive. So Omar is dancing to The Flight of the Bumblebee. That is so much fun, which is about a son trying to tell his father he's still alive. So then Michael wants to cover his tracks. Now you want to cover your tracks now that you called out on it. And then he put it on private. Okay, hold on. Let me find it where they put it on private. Here it is, super private. Then they put it on super private. We already know. Okay, here it is right here after they were called out and caught. Okay, michaeljacksondeathhoax.com, registered 7/19/2017, same date. Super privacy service. Now they want to go super private with it, right? Now they want to go super private because they're covering their tracks, right? Oh, that was so much fun. Oh my God, that was so much fun. And then here we go. Owned by the estate. Yep, 7/19/2017. So just for fun, let's see if there's anything on that website, just for fun. Okay, I haven't looked it up. I haven't seen if there's something there. Michael Jackson Death Hoax. There's nothing there though. .com. Nope, there's nothing there. Okay, let's do michaeljacksonthemovie.com. Let's see, michaeljacksonthemovie.com. Nothing there either. Okay, so he just was registering domains. Oh, MichaelJacksonTheMovie.com is now available. Okay, let's see. Yeah, sure. What you gonna charge me? $1 million for it? Okay. They say the domain is available for sale. Then call that number, right? So let's go to whois.com. Let's go to whois.com. Okay, whois.com. Okay. Whois.com. And let's see. Michael Jackson the movie. No, Michael Joe Jackson the movie. That's right. Michael Joe Jackson the movie.com. Not Michael Jackson the movie. Michael unavailable. Unavailable. Okay. Michael Joe Jackson the movie unavailable. So let's press who is. And there it is, owned by the estate. So they left that one. They didn't put that one on super private. Okay, here it is, Michael Joe Jackson the movie.com. See? And it's owned by Gregory Chamberlain, owned by the estate of Michael Jackson. So they didn't put that one on private. How about that? So I'm wondering, on nothing else, they have Michael Joe Jackson, but they haven't involved in the movie. Now, I told you guys the biopic. The biopic could be delayed because there's the writer's strike, and also there is the writer's strike, and there is the SAG. Screen Actors Guild have already voted to strike with the writers, and I talked to a stuntman, and he told me that he hopes that they do go on strike with the Writers Guild. Okay, so that we should know the news of that in 5 days on June 30th. So Hollywood's really, really going to be shut down. So if Hollywood is shut down, people don't cross picket lines. They just don't. So that means that the biopic and everything else is going to be put on hold. Okay, because the actors can't act and the writers can't write. It's union rules. So let's do another. So now let's do Michael Jackson death hoax.com. Who is? I already told you guys. Yeah, it's on super private. It's on super private. Of course. But they left Michael Jackson the movie, Michael Joe Jackson the movie, because I have just recently showed you guys this. Let me see. Showed you guys. Where is it? Here. And I got to go over this a million, trillion, gazillion times. Okay. That's Michael's name. Michael Joe Jackson. That's his other driver's license. That's his passport. Here's another passport. His name is Michael Joe Jackson, period. Okay. Death documents cannot be in his wrong name, or they can be deemed invalid. Okay. When it's challenged in court, and that's how the coroner said he named and identified the dead body through a California driver's license. And how could he do that when Jeffrey had the driver's license all these many years? I'm just saying. So let's see what else is fun. What else do I have for you guys? Do you guys have a favorite clue you want me to pull back up? Okay. No, not that. So if you guys have something you want me to pull up, okay, I'll give it a couple minutes and have me prove something. I sure it is. I've been working all day. Okay, so give me a break. I don't look the best that I can look, but I'm all right. I'm okay. That's why I'm in the darkened room. That's why I'm in the darkened room going on live. Okay, and let's see what other fun stuff I could have for you guys. Let's do this one. This one's fun. Remember I mentioned Valentine's Day? Michael he didn't know me. He knew me in 2007. Yeah, because I covered in 2005. Yeah, we knew each other then. Okay. So, mm, all right. Let's do this. I'm going to look for this. Michael Jackson at fans.michaeljackson.com. Okay, this one's good. michaeljackson.com. Okay, Michael, here we are. So, Michael Jackson, there was a domain called michaeljackson at michaeljackson.com, right? And Peter had used it to tell me that he was really Michael Jackson and he set up Bobby Anderson months before, blah, blah, right? So, on Valentine's Day, just put in Valentine, that's it. On Valentine's Day, oh, how come that didn't come up right? Let me do it again. Okay, so on Valentine's Day, fans at here it is, right here. All right, and so then the fans were saying, "Oh, it's fake! It's fake! It's fake! It's fake! And you're stupid! And it's fake! And it's fake!" So then Michael wanted to say, "Leave her alone." So then he did this. Because it used to be newsletter at fans.michaeljackson.com. Then here is the official email from the Michael Jackson website. And Michael Jackson newsletter, and their email address went to michaeljackson at fans.michaeljackson.com. And the first time he used it was February 14th, 2017, which is Valentine's Day, which is 10 years after he did the comeback michaeljackson.com registration. It's just so, if you're really into Michael Jackson, you can find so many wonderful, fun clues that Michael Jackson has left. And him and I used to have such a ball on doing all this. And I know now it's kind of like, it's hard for him now, only because he's done so many clues. And the family has done so many clues. And I still have enough information for a live 5. And dear Lord, when am I going to have the time to do a live 5? How am I going to have the time to do a live 5? I really want to do live 5. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. Let me come back and see if there's any questions. See if anybody has any questions, anything you guys want me to pull up to show you. Nope. No questions. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time. I think that's probably all that I have. All right. Love you. And oh, I feel so bad for all the fans that think Michael is dead, but he's really and truly not. Okay? And there's goo gobs and gagoobs of proof, facts, evidence, and clues. All right, so make sure you go. Oh, I added Omar to my website. Let me show you guys that. I finally was able to, and you know Michael sent Omar to take pictures with me. I don't care what Omar say. Omar, how you cannot know who I am? I've been reporting on Michael Jackson for 18 years. You know how many fans, how many haters have called and sent him emails trying to tell on me and who I am and what I do and what I say and blah, 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 blah. So let's go to Michael Jackson Insider. That's my website. michaeljacksoninsider.com. And I had Cecil put the picture of me and Omar. That's me at Papa Joe's Memorial. Oh, rest in peace and thank you. Okay, see, there's me and Omar. He's added to the website. And then I think he sent Prince, and I was supposed to get a picture right with Prince. But I just felt a little weird about it, and I didn't push it. I just didn't push it, But Omar was like, came right up to me, waited for me, while I was busy with another customer, waited for me. So I had confidence in that picture. Prince, I should have too, but I don't know. Sometimes I just feel a little weird. And then there's me and Latoya and Brenda Ritchie don't like me because the haters turned her against me. And then, oh my God, when I went to New York for that book, Playing Dead, and Peter knew about the book and he talked to the author and me too. And then I'm going to see Reeby's son, Austin Brown, in the airport. What the hell? What's at 5 something in the morning? At like 4:50 in the morning. What the heck? Same airport. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. And then me and Brandon, you know how I believe that Michael's, he matches perfectly with everything with Billie Jean. The song, what it's about, the lie becomes the truth, the eyes were just like mine, and the timing, and a son, and Mickey's nickname was Billie Jean, Billie Holiday. There's me and Tom Mesereau, me and Miko Brando, me and John Branca from the estate. They have a program where you could take the blur out of that picture. So if somebody wants to do that and send it to me, that'd be really, really nice. And then me and Angel, and me and Randy Jackson Jr., me and Jeremy Jackson, that's another Jermaine's son, me and Jermaine, me and Smokey. Oh, I just heard a wonderful story. Smokey, oh, that's such a cute picture of me. Oh, I look cute there. Look, I look a little Chinese, a little Asian, but I'm not. Look at that. And but Smokey was on like one of the Sirius radio stations, and he's just a marvelous person. And then there's me and Kenny Ortega, me and Jermaine again, me and Papa Joe, and then my credentials to the 2005 trial, my credential to the Conrad Murray pass, and then all the Michael events that I've covered. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm in 2 books about with Michael Jackson in them. Look at them, all these interviews, and then there's me and Seesaw. All right, guys. And that's it. So if you have any questions or any comments, make sure that you ask them to me, and I will talk to you next time. I just had to come on live on the 14th, 14th anniversary of Michael Jackson escaping. Listen to the lyrics of Escape. He tells you. All right, talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.